Welcome back, guys. Because it's the end of the year, we want to do something a little bit different. I don't think we've done one of these before, but our top 5 TV shows of this year. And we do have a couple rules to go along with this.
So we're only doing TV shows that premiered this year, so it's not like second seasons, third seasons, etc. So it has to have been a season 1 of this year. Now it doesn't necessarily mean it has to have ended in this year. The first season had to have started in this year.
Because there was a lot of good TV this year.
Yeah, there was.
But there were also a lot of great premieres, great new shows, and those are the ones we wanted to focus on today.
So we're kicking off our list with an honorable mention, and we are choosing The Punisher on Netflix.
Yeah, this show I thought it was really good, but, it wasn't perfect.
The other 5 in this list are better in our opinion. That's why they're in the top 5 and not an honorable mention. So
Yeah, however, we did really enjoy watching Punisher. It was definitely a strong showing considering how well Defenders went. You guys can go find what we thought about that. We'll link it.
yeah, it was nice to have a better show coming off of Iron Fist and Defenders, which were not good in our opinions. So
Yeah, it started to kind of slander the name of Netflix Marvel shows, and so I'm glad that this one's actually pretty good. Now, starting off our actual list, at number 5, we have Mindhunter.
we were actually a little late to the game on this one. I think it had been out for a week or 2 before we started watching it, but everyone was talking about it. And I was like, it sounds interesting, but it didn't sound like personally my kind of show. So we started watching it, and then I was like, oh, okay. And we ended up loving it by the end of it. This has some of the most interesting character development in it, I would say, and I'm extremely curious as to where that goes to in season 2.
Yeah, I'm very interested because there is so much subtle detail crammed into this show that all of your characters have so much depth, and there's lots of details there that don't really matter to the plot, but are there to make those characters feel whole and fleshed out, and it's just a fun watch, and all the serial killers are way creepy.
And they're very spot on to their originals. You can go look up videos. If I can find a good one, I'll link it in the description of
Edward Kemper.
that one. There's a really good video out there of the actor in the TV show doing the part, and then the actual video of the real life serial killer. And it is so spot on. It's phenomenal. So I'll link that if I can find it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see actors that can do that so well and pick a character and essentially become them, and it's just a very interesting show. It surprised us.
Coming in at number 4 on our list is an HBO original show, and that is Big Little Lies.
Yeah, this one surprised me. Brittany was looking forward to it because she had read the book.
Yeah, I think I read the book in when did this come out? February? Or I read it? I don't know. Earlier
Yeah.
in the year. I read the book and in anticipation of the TV show, and the TV show was a damn good adaptation in my opinion. They changed some things as they always do, but I think it still stayed pretty true to the book.
Yeah, you have some powerhouse of actresses, and for a drama where I don't feel anything too dramatic goes on, because in a drama normally you have the big dramatic things.
It wasn't
It wasn't boring.
No, it was, but it wasn't so over the top I don't know, Grey's Anatomy or something.
Yeah, it felt close enough to be real for a drama, but it was so interesting because all the characters were so compelling and all the actresses did such a great job that, I was impressed the whole way through, and it had a nice surprise ending that I did not expect.
True. I will say on that note, though, I am very strongly against limited series being based off source material that then continue after they are done with the source material. This has been renewed for season 2, and I have conflicting feelings about it. Because, the story's done. There's no more... Stop. It's the same thing with 13 Reasons Why, because that's getting a second season. Why?
Yeah, so we really liked the first season. Needless to say, I'm not sure yet if we're going to tune in for season 2 because it's the story was pretty closed out, and it's kind of what else can they do?
I think we'll have to see what people are buzzing about before we decide if we're going to watch it. We definitely won't watch it when it first premieres, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let us know your thoughts.
For our number 3 pick was another Netflix original, and we picked Glow.
This show is so good, guys, obviously, because it's on our top 5. But this was another one that I wasn't really expecting a ton out of, or I wasn't crazy interested in it. I was a little bit after the trailers came out for it, but I was like, let's check it out. And then we started watching it, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good.
I was interested in it because Alison Brie has always hit my funny bone in Community, and so I was excited to see her here. But I was also very surprised because the rest of the cast that are mostly unknown actors or actresses that I've never heard of were all very hilarious too.
I think that they casted this really well, and also the like humor and wit in this show is just my kind of humor, where it's like that very dark, very sarcastic, like just trying to make light of a terrible situation kind of humor. I love it. It's my favorite.
And they definitely set up for a season 2, and I'm excited to see where the show goes beyond what happened in season 1.
Our number 2 pick, we debated because I wanted this to be number 1, but I agree with our final list. So this is a very, very close second, and that is The Marvelous Miss Maisel. We didn't do a full review on this. I wish we had, but we just didn't have time when it came out. This show is hilarious. Again, my kind of humor. It's perfect for my kind of humor. It's by the same showrunner who did Gilmore Girls, so if you like the quick talking humor in that show, I think you will like this show, although this one is very, very different from Gilmore Girls. I think that's probably the only similarity, and also great side characters.
Yeah, I mean, this is an Amazon Prime show, and I feel like they've been trying really hard to like do what Netflix does, and most of their shows fall a little short for me, but this one I actually really enjoyed. It's only 8 episodes long, but I feel like they cram a lot into those episodes.
And they've already been renewed for season 2, which I'm very jazzed about.
Yeah, and it's just a hilarious show. That's the most we can say about it.
We've been trying to convince all our friends to watch it who haven't yet, so that's been my mission for the last month.
Now, our number 1 pick is, I feel like, somewhat controversial because people either really liked the show or completely hated the show. And for us, we loved it. And our number 1 pick is Star Trek Discovery.
I am so excited that Star Trek is back on TV. I am not a hardcore Trekkie, but I am definitely, like, grew up on it. I grew up on Star Trek more than Star Wars. You've probably heard us mention that before, or me mention it. And so I was very excited about the show, however, also very skeptical and hesitant because of the whole how it streams debacle. If you're not familiar with that, CBS is the one that airs it, but they put it on their streaming only service, so you can't watch it on CBS channel. You have to pay for it, which sucks. And I thought that was going to kill the first season.
Yeah, I felt like it was a determined effort by CBS to kill Star Trek in less than 20 episodes.
However, it's been renewed, so
it's been renewed for season 2, and we've been tuning in, and wow, the production value of the show, it looks excellent. The cast all does a really good job. It hosts Doug Jones playing a character, which we really like. If you watch our Shape of Water review, we talked a lot about him there. And this show's just fun, and a lot of people said it's not very Star Trek-y, but I feel like it has been very Star Trek.
My opinion on that is that it is not a carbon copy of old Star Trek. It's not, and I'm glad about that. Like, it has enough of the nostalgia, and it has enough of the old elements and themes that it makes me happy, but they're also doing new things to make it fresh and interesting and new. So those two playing against each other, I feel like go really well together, in my opinion, but a lot of people disagree. At the same time that this started airing, The Orville also started airing, and from what I've seen in conversations online, you either like Star Trek Discovery or you like The Orville. I haven't seen a whole lot of people who like or dislike both.
Yeah, and plus I feel like this show also does some different story elements things, and everyone's not fully formed as a crew yet, and
yes,
that's different from a lot of other Star Treks where they're already cohesively going on adventures as a crew.
Well, and we're currently at the mid-season mark, so they did at the first half of the season, the second half of the season, I think, comes back this month. So we're not done with the first season yet, and I think that the way they left that mid-season break, I think that we're going to get a lot more into possibly traditional Star Trek storylines in the second half. I think that they were doing something different for the first half, and the way they wrapped that up is a little bit more of the, like, adventuring in space and going on individual, like, mission things. I'm not sure yet, but that's the vibe I get.
No, I completely agree, and I have a lot of high hopes for where the show's going to go. I am crossing my fingers for some Borg to show up.
We'll see.
Because they're my favorite. But yeah, we really just loved this show and really enjoyed the first half, and for us it had to be our number 1.
Just like we said in our best and worst movies of 2017, if you haven't checked that video out, we'll link it, but we did not see all the new TV shows this year. This was just out of our list that we watched. So it's possible that there were brand new shows this year that you thought were way better than what we watched. If so, let us know. We might start watching it. And let us know what your list for the year was. What were some great TV shows that you found out this year and want to tell the world about? Because we want to know. We want to watch them.
And like we said, if you are interested in knowing what our just favorite seasons of TV were this year, not just ones that shows that started this year, let us know in the comments below as well. I mean, we could make that video if people really want to see it.
As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like below. It lets us know that this is the kind of content you want us to mix in a little bit more. And we have a lot of other content on our channel. We just took an unintentional about month break, but we are back strong at the beginning of the year. We have a whole bunch of videos planned for this month. So if you want to make sure that you're going to see those, hit subscribe. And if you want to see some of the videos we've already done, you can check them out over there. And we will see you guys in our next video. Bye.